Hello, welcome to another show and tell, because this collection from Glamlite is no longer available. I'm a bit slow on getting these reviews out. Sometimes this stuff sits in my collection for a year or two before I finally can get to it. I had already tried the lip kits I guess before, but I never reviewed them. I didn't think it was something people would be interested in, but just to keep everything that I got from this collection together, which was all three lip kits and the palette, I thought I would just review it all together instead of just reviewing a piece of it. Just so it's all together. I know most people aren't really interested in the lip kits, but I think they're really fun things to collect. So we have here the Barbie palette, and then I'm going to start first with, I guess, the part that may be not as interesting to everyone else, which is the lip kits. I think by this point, this Barbie collection launched, was it 2-3 years ago by this point? I'm not exactly sure. I'll check that and put it down below if I can find when this collection came out. But I initially began collecting this, so I found the entire lip kit collection at Marshall's. But when I was at Marshall's, I was like, I don't feel like I need the whole collection. I just want the yellow one. I am a yellow girl. I love yellow, and I loved that the packaging on this was yellow. So I bought the yellow one. That's the first one I bought. You can still see the Marshall's tag here in the back. I paid $10 for this. You can also see they have a picture here in the back of what should be inside and the shades, an approximate shade match of what it should be. And this, you can tell this is their old school packaging. This is an old collection because this is in plastic packaging. This is in plastic packaging. They don't even do this packaging anymore. This is how old this is. So we're going to pull this out so you can see there. You got that. We got Barbie there. And then this is, when you pull it out of that, you have fully access to what's inside. So I think, ultimately, I was trying to remember what order I had put this in, because I had ended up putting this, like, y'all know I love to rank the makeup that I have, and I feel like, even though this was the first piece that I got, I used these lipsticks again recently, and I think compared to the other two, this is exactly what I expected, but the other two were not. So even though I do love this, in terms of exceeding my expectations, it didn't exceed my expectations. It met my expectations. So I love how easy this is also to pull out, or at least this part was. We'll see what the other two do. So here we have, there's a lip liner, a lipstick, and a lip gloss for all of these. So let's, okay. You can see I've used these. This needs to be sharpened. Let's get some there. And this formula, this older formula, is different, and I find it honestly kind of a lot better. This older formula lasted so much longer than whatever new formula they have done recently. Here's the packaging on that. Barbie, official Barbie Glamlite. This is what they're all going to look like, but with a different color. And we have more of a neutral shade, and you got that Barbie Goyle right there, that print on the lipstick. You got a pretty good amount of lipstick in there. Okay. This lipstick lasts so much longer. Ooh, this is a good swatch. So pretty. This is a really pretty, I'm looking at this, I'm like, ooh, I love this shade for fall. What a nice shade for fall. I guess it could also, fall and summer almost kind of mesh in for me. Like, this is a good summer color because this is very like beach, palm trees colored, so it's obviously supposed to be very summery, so it also works for summer, but I think this also works for fall. So here we have, right, the lip gloss, it's a lot simpler. It's the lip gloss, and I think it's just a light shimmer. So pretty. I love the level of intensity of shimmer in these. I feel like Glamlite also doesn't really do that anymore. It's super shimmery. And maybe, I don't know, maybe a lot of people don't like their lip glosses to be super shimmery. I think it makes it look even better. So, you got your lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss. It's what I expect, right? So, I mean, I love all of these. I'm keeping everything. I'm just showing you all my collection, you know, I love to show it. This is my kind of one of the last palettes I'm using for the summer before I jump into the fall. By the point you're watching this, if I can continue being on schedule, everything you see put out, I did just the week before. So right now, today is Labor Day. You're probably seeing this about a week later. So here we have the second one. We have, well, I guess we call her, do they have different names? Yeah, they do. So this one's called At the Beach. This one's called Summer Vacay. And then we have Out of Office. But I would call this Pink Barbie, Blue Barbie, and Yellow Barbie. That keeps it a lot simpler. So we're gonna grab Blue Barbie now. So we have Blue Barbie. And yellow Barbie is the only one that has like the neutral lips. Blue Barbie and pink Barbie are both, I think, pink lipsticks. So these are both pink lipsticks. So I think this one was my second favorite. Let's see. So we have now more of a warm brown lip liner. Okay. We have a warmer lip liner. And then we got our lipstick. Let's pull out our lipstick. Blue container. Open that up. Okay, this one's almost like the shade, but it's definitely pinkier. It is a pinkier lipstick. Yeah, for sure. So when I look at this kind of pink shade, to me it feels very old school. And I don't know if that's just me, but like that's just like the shade of pink I grew up my mom wearing. So when I see it, I'm like, oh my god, it's like an old school pink. But it's very pretty. I like this one. Let's see. Why did I like this one more than the other one? I think it was because of the gloss. Once you add the gloss game in here, I think that's what changed it. Oh yeah, baby. It was the gloss. The gloss. Oh my god. So pretty. It's so shiny. On top of that pink, I think it was the gloss. I think the gloss is what made this pink above my yellow Barbie. Just because the gloss feels a lot more intense with the pink than it does with this like yellow gold sheen and sparkle with it. So that is Blue Barbie. And who knows, maybe you can still find these probably being resold. Maybe you could still find them at like a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx, but at this point I feel like a majority of them have already been bought. I don't think you'll be able to find them. But we have Pink Barbie now, of course, with a pink lipstick and all your pink information and ingredients there at the bottom. What does the side say? Oh, it just says trademarks. It's just trademark information. Barbie is a trademark of Mattel. Okay, we'll pull this out. Pull out Pink Barbie. Look at that setup. Pink Barbie-ness. Okay, I think this was my number one. This OG Pink Barbie. Let's see what this one looks like. This looks like a light pink. Okay, so we got like a light pink lip liner. This lip liner almost looks like this in lip liner form. So we got our lip liner there. Okay, let's pull this one out. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't think this was a lipstick. I think that's what had gagged me. I don't think this is a lipstick. This is like, I don't even know how to describe this. This is just crazy. It's like a shimmery lipstick. It is so pretty. Let's see if we can get it to. So this is just like a shimmery balm. It's not really a lipstick, but I was kind of gagged because I felt like this is what Jeffree Star should have done, which is with his balms, just done one of these super sparkly, you can totally see the sheen there. Because with his balms, that has this sparkle, it's just on the outside, it's just for show. There's no actual like real sparkle application when you use it. I wish I could get this to like be seen better. There's no real sparkle application on the Jeffree Star ones, but on this Glamlite lipstick, oh, it's so unique. And I think, yeah, this is my number one. I think initially I didn't like the pink one. It was my least favorite, just because I was like, where is the pigment? Like, this is supposed to be a lipstick. This is not a lipstick. Okay, we got here our pink. And then this one also, super duper pretty and sparkly. We've got that pink right there. So this one's not as sparkly. It has some sparkle, but I think the sparkle is meant to come underneath from that glow of that sparkly balm. But that just, it just kind of shook me. So that's why I think that's my favorite one. But I really love, oh god, I love this idea. It's not really a lipstick, but I love the lipstick from this. I love the lip liner from this one, but I love the gloss from this one. Could you imagine if we just try and get that all together? That's so pretty. But yeah, this is more of like a orangey brown, like your orange version. That's why it's more of that beach themed. But I really liked, I'm glad to have all three of them. I'm glad I went back to buy all three. So the blue and pink Barbie, I think I got at the time directly from the website once I decided that I did really love it. And I was not getting FOMO, but I regretted not buying all three of them at Marshall's when I could have. because once I tried Yellow Barbie, I was like, I really, really love this. I wish I had the other two. So I had to collect the other two Barbies, and now we got the other two Barbie Goyles. Well, there are 3 Goyles right here. And then we have, this is the Barbie Dream Summer Palette. And it says, experience the summer dream with iconic Barbie Glamlite collaboration. And I remember when it came out, and I had no interest in it. And I grew up with Barbie. I do love Barbie. This was before the Barbie movie came out, okay? Before the Barbie movie came out. And I just wasn't really interested in the color story. And that's the part that sucks sometimes with the photos that these companies take, because they don't always reflect what, and that's the hard thing about making reviews too. Like, I'll sit here and I'll tell you how much I love you, but if it looks like shit on my camera, like, it's not how much I love you guys and love this, like, palette and stuff, and it doesn't, if it's not showing well on the camera, I can't help it sometimes. But I was able to find this palette after it was no longer being sold, I think, on the website for $17 at TJ Maxx, and I just swooped it up because I was like, I gotta see it. And thankfully for me, it was a completely untouched palette. I was so lucky. So here's the actual palette, and we have the information there on the back with the ingredients. And I was so lucky that when I got it, it was completely untouched. And once I opened it, I was like, that is... Oh, at this point, everything's been touched, so it doesn't look as pretty. But I'm like, oh my god, this is one of the prettiest palettes I've ever seen Glamlite put out. And I wish you guys could see it in person and see how it performs, because this is also one of their better performing palettes. If I had tried this palette first, before trying their cocktail palettes, I feel like I would love Glamlite even more. The cocktail palettes from Glamlite were such a fucking disaster. Just so many shades not working. It's just not good. It's just an overall almost bad collection. It's one of their worst collections, honestly, I think. Because they should be always reaching for something like the quality in this. So this is just, I love this. This was such a good way to end the summer. Just really bright, beautiful summer colors, but also if you're into fairies, unicorns, that cotton candy life, this palette is also very that. The pinks, the purples, the blues, it just feels all very that. So it's hard to say what my favorite, oh god, I have to think about like what my favorite shades in here were. Everything in here was just so amazing. I was just so blown away. I guess let's start, of course, with the mattes. I'm gonna do Sunshine because I'm a yellow girl. I love yellow. I'm gonna start with Sunshine. I'll start with this brand over here, Rise and Shine. And then let's do Dream Life. We'll do Dream Life. We'll do a purple, and then we'll do this teal blue over here. I love a teal. Oh my goodness! Look at the pigment. Okay, let's do swatches. We're gonna go down the arm. That brown right there, very pretty. Let's start with the yellow. Put the yellow. It's like a yellow orange. It's called Sunshine. It looks a lot better on my eye than on my arm. We got a purple right here. Ooh, what a fun shade. Look how bright that is. We got this blue. I was kind of trying to be a little conservative with how I use the blue because I know that's going to stain my arm. Look how bright that blue is. Oh my god, look at my fingers. Just stained. It's just, these shades are so pigmented. There's so much color in them. They were so easy to blend out. They were really, really nice. In terms of the shades, what color did I don't even remember because so many of these looks look absolutely beautiful. The shimmers in here are just so gorgeous. I was able to pick them up with a brush. Let's start with Summer of Dreams. Summer of Dreams is flippin' phenomenal. I remember there was a purple in here that I was just gagged. Like, let's do Out of Office. Oh my god, okay. Baby Born Ready. Let's do purples. Let's do a pink. Let's Dream in Pink. And some of these are a little bit more wet than the others. Like this one was a lot more wet. So now we have those four. Oh lord, I'm running out of arm. Should we do it right there? Oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. Look at that, like how far it goes. I think that one was Superstar. Oh my god, it's so pigmented, it's so shiny. I got this pink one over here. I can't go that far. My goodness, Dreamin' Pink. Girl, you crazy. Look at that. Look at those shimmers. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. If you find this palette out in the wild, still being sold, and you're wondering if you should grab it, absolutely grab it. Absolutely grab it. I love this quality of formula. I love the quality of the formula on the lip kits. I love the quality of the formula in this palette. It was an absolute joy to use. Absolutely. And I felt like I knew I was going to love this palette when I happened upon to find this palette at a friend's house. I was visiting a friend's house and she was like pulling out her makeup palettes, and I was just kind of like looking at what palette she had, and she pulled out the Barbie palette. She pulled out the Barbie palette, and that palette I could tell was very well loved, and I can see why. The formula in here is so good. I love the consistency. I love how bright and pigmented the colors are. So pretty. I love the looks I could create with this. It gives you a good enough range. It's not just purple, like there's different ranges of purple. It's not just blue. You got your teals in there. They threw in the golds and the brown. That also was really helpful. We have this kind of like maroony shade up here. So they kind of give you just a line, a silver kind of lining. Like if you move Summer Dreams over here, a silver lining of just like yellow browns. And it's really, really pretty. But majority of the palette is pink, purple, and blue. So I wonder if maybe they should have made the yellow lip kit maybe purple, but I'm glad they didn't. But I would have liked to see a little bit more yellow then. Like if they were going to do, because I feel like that makes sense. They have the yellow, the blue, and the pink lip kits. If they had done yellow, pink, and blue more in here, because there's a lot of purple in here as well. But I guess that's just like the OG. Oh, this is such a great, amazing collection. Thank you for letting me share my collection with you. Like I said, you can't buy this on the website anymore. If you want to buy it, you're gonna have to look for a reseller. If not, just, you know, always keep your eye out every time you go to a Ross, a Marshalls, a TJ Maxx. Who knows, maybe you'll find one at like a Goodwill. Maybe, you know, reselling makeup people have already used there. You can look at Facebook Marketplace maybe, who knows. I think this is a really good collection. It kind of sucks that I kind of initially dismissed it. There's so many collections from Glamlite that I initially dismiss because I have no interest in the character, you know, the IP that they're using. So I just kind of like, whatever. I dismiss it. And then later on when it's on sale, I end up buying it. And I'm like, oh my god, I really like this. Like, I love that Garfield palette. Guess what? I don't really have any connection to Garfield. Like, I know of Garfield. I grew up with Garfield. Garfield's such an American character. But I'm not like, oh god, yes, I love Garfield. Like, I'm not that girl. I also, you know, a lot of I understand, I respect, I acknowledge their Halloween monster slasher game, you know, but I'm not like in love with Trick or Treat or Ghostface or Freddy Krueger or like any of those like Halloween films. But I love the color stories, I love those collections they come out with, and for me, I think it is better to, you know, wait and see what ends up on sale, because I know I got a really good deal on buying all these at a later time versus getting them immediately. But the problem with that is, like, sometimes, like with their first initial Valentine's Day Chucky palette, that's sold out. That is, to date, their biggest collection I think they have ever sold. So, I mean, it's up to you whether or not you want to, you know, throw the dice or not. But I totally love this collection. I'm glad to end my summer on this note. This was just such a beautiful collection. Let me know what y'all thought of these colors. I can't speak enough. I can't speak enough of how much I love it. But y'all have a great day.